Welcome everybody to my bathroom. This is my new bathroom, my new bathtub. I was not able to do this in my last apartment because the hot water would run out within 10 minutes of running. In the shower, by the way. You could not fill up a full bath and get some warm water, so I have some magnesium bath foam. And we're gonna talk about setting boundaries when you are first starting to date. These are gonna be a couple disclaimers when we're getting started because I know some people will not agree with me. A disclaimer that I have, this is for if you are looking for a relationship. So if you're out there just wanting to have fun and be free and you're figuring out your life, some of these definitely can apply because you deserve boundaries and you deserve respect. However, some of these are a little bit particular towards, you know, wanting to date for a relationship. I love being in a relationship. I had a moment where I just wanted to have fun that quickly fell sideways. That was not for me. So I am definitely a girly pop that loves to date for a committed relationship. That is a little disclaimer. Let's get into it. Let's talk about when you're on the dating apps. My first thing here that I learned very quickly is people like to pen pal. People like to keep your name in their inbox constantly with a little dot next to it saying that it's unread and they can open it and continue to have a conversation with you about who even knows, because you don't even know this person. My boundary, my little rule of thumb when I was dating and using an app, or even just maybe talking to somebody that I got their number quickly out and about, whatever, I limit it to just a few little, I guess, lines back and forth. Maybe a quick little like inside joke of how you guys met, or maybe something it says on their dating profile. You talk maybe very briefly. If they are not asking you out or to see you, hey, I would love to, you know, some people like a walk, some people like coffee as their first date. That's not really my vibe. I like to like, you know, go grab food. But whatever it is, if they're not asking to see you after you maybe had a cute little conversation about whatever it was, I would say like one little topic, or maybe like, oh, you know, where are you from? Okay, cool. I like this, da da da. If there's no exchange of seeing each other, I don't respond. I leave it unread. I'm not here to be texting and messaging people all day. Definitely value my time. So seeing people in person is hard. I get if you work a job and it's tough and you don't have a ton of time to yourself in the evenings or at night or whatever it is. I get that. But also pen paling on your phone when you should be, you know, focusing on work, maybe calling a family member you haven't called. We all need to catch up on those things. So don't be like, oh, I'm perfect. I don't need to do any of that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't need a pen pal with a random person who may turn out to be nothing. We don't need to be doing that. That is my first boundary. Boundary number 2. This is gonna be for first dates. This could be very controversial. And some people are like, I don't know about all that. That's weird. You're timing it. Girl, listen, I time a lot of things in my life. I time when I'm gonna wake up, how long my workouts are gonna be, how long I'm gonna take to make breakfast. Sometimes if I don't time myself, I completely lose track of time. I have horrible time management skills, but I would say first date, or let's say you're meeting up with someone you briefly met for a first date, limit it to 2 to 3 hours. Because this is why, not because you're like trying to be short or, oh my God, I'm worried he may not like me if I'm trying to leave right after dinner, blah, blah, blah. You guys, you're probably thinking of some excuses in your head now. No. This is because for me personally, when I'm around somebody and I like them or I'm attracted to them, whether it's a new friend or even a guy, I tend to, you know, really like to get deep and vulnerable. I'm a pretty deep, vulnerable person. I love to talk about deep stuff. That's just how I am. I sing songs that are deep. I like to do music that's deep. I also like shallow stuff, but I'm a deep person. So if I let my time limit go way too long, for sure, a random stranger, you do not know this person. Maybe if you've been a long time friends and you finally decide to date, that's different. This is for someone brand new. Limited to 2 to 3 hours because you can only get so much of your trauma, your whatever it is you're dumping, or just like information about yourself out, because it's hopefully you guys are sharing a similar conversation, so you're bouncing back and forth. So after about 2 hours, even 3, and if you're drinking, whoa. After the second hour, if I've had 2 glasses of wine, I have to watch my mouth. I could be really spilling the beans. Whether it's good or bad, being a mystery and letting someone be excited to see you again and have conversation is really exciting in dating. For me personally, I haven't really ever done like a super long date, but one time I did, and I did get out too much. Do you ever just go out and you spent too much time out and maybe you drank a little too much? You're like, ooh, I said a lot there. Maybe if you took yourself home a few hours earlier, you wouldn't say as much. That's the same with dating. And plus, like, men love a little mystery. They love a little, oh, she gave me something, but not a ton. They love a little chase. We men are hunters. We know this. It is what it is. Now, some guys, they say they don't like to chase. Guys like to do it. They like to feel like they gotcha. So just let them pursue a little bit. Okay. That leads me into my next boundary, my next how-to, my next what would Genelle do. I personally like to be courted. So I don't like to ask a man out. Some ladies would disagree with me. It's been always a great payoff when a guy asks me out. They set the time, they set the date. It's kind of fun because you get to see them really put in the effort in the beginning, and then you quickly get to see who will just completely lose that effort, and you weed out a lot of people in the beginning. Trust me, they'll still have a couple people lingering. Not everyone, if they pass the stage, is perfect. I'm not saying that. I've definitely had a lot of people try to court me and still be a complete lose-lose, okay? It allows them to think a little bit. You're allowing them to, again, pursue. This isn't a game. This isn't playing games. It's just nice to sit back as a lady. I like to consider myself a lady, not always. I gotta work on my potty mouth. I like a little sit back and relax. And where are you going to take me? A little, what time? Okay, I'll mark my calendar. With that being said, a 24-hour follow-up. Yes, hold on. Let me sip my aloe vera juice. Okay. 24 hours in advance follow-up. If you're not texting every day, especially in the beginning, if you're gonna go on your first date, I would say a 24-hour, hey, see you tomorrow at 7 before the night ends, let's say the day before. That is because if you are not texting every day and he hits you up the day of, hey, see you tonight, to me personally, if I am dating and I'm dating for an intention, I'm going to assume that you also are either not dating for an intention or are, so either or, and you also maybe found other plans, because no one in the beginning of dating owes you anything. No, remember this, ladies, and whoever, the girlies, nobody owes you an explanation, nobody owes you a follow-up unless they want to pursue and date you. 24 hours advance follow-up. There was once a guy I was gonna go on a second date with, and he set the second date. We did not talk for the rest of the week. The day of, he hit me up, hey, see you tonight. No, I made other plans. I had people that wanted to take me out. I didn't hear from this guy that I liked, but I was like, I'm gonna go on another date with another person. Okay? It's just like how it was. And so I said back, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear from you. I always figure people in LA or people in the city or people whatever that are busy and working probably had other plans, got booked up, so I made other plans. I'm so sorry about this. Like, that's totally my bad, but I made other plans because I didn't hear from you. That's a perfect way to just say, hey, I'm not completely ditching you. I just didn't hear from you. And I'm just going to assume that you're really busy because I am. So it's not even like you're dissing them. You're telling them, hey, I think you're cool. Like, I'm assuming you're busy. I didn't hear from you. And I'm busy too. So we're busy together because we're both considering each other of value. This next one might have people a little, by the way, I've never been perfect at all of these. This is how you learn. It's how you learn for yourself. Do not let somebody have access to your body unless they are someone who is committed to you, made it official that they are your boyfriend/girlfriend, and for me, seen a test result. Even if you have health insurance, things are expensive. It's too risky, especially for a woman with a womb or a uterus. You are just susceptible to disease. You are susceptible to opening up yourself for lifelong damage. And I know that if you've got certain injections or whatever, it limits your risks, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm not gonna let some random dude have access to potentially giving me a lifelong disease. I'm just not doing it. It's not worth it. And I've seen girls go through it. I've heard horror stories. It is so scary. It's so dangerous. I'm not doing it. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be paying your medical bills, whether you pay your insurance company or out of pocket. You're gonna be taking care of yourself. You're gonna be having to check your, no, I'm not doing it. I do not allow anybody to have access to my body unless we are fully committed and you show me test results, and I will do the same. By the way, this is not a one-sided thing. I will also provide these things as well of dating. Besides like the courting and the 24-hour follow-up. No, I'm not following up with a dude. I'm not courting a dude. I'm just not doing it. That's not my vibe. It's not fun for me. I like to sit back and be a queen. That's it. Now, if you like to do something opposite and that makes you so happy, go off. Like that's your vibe. That's great. Back to the access to the body, I've just found it's just way more of a healthy, intimate way also to be connected with your sexuality, because you're tapping into this like sacred, like I'm allowing this person that now has committed to me, has showed me that they're safe, you can open up more. For me personally, I'm speaking. Now, if you're like, I can be open with any person I just meet, I don't need a test, I don't need any of this stuff, that's you. This is just for me, and this is just what I tell my close friends, my little cousin. This is just what I tell people, just because I've seen way more of the horrible things that come from hooking up with random people. I get it can be fun here and there, and one time, whatever, sure. But it takes one time for it to completely change your life. And I'm talking about diseases. Don't even get me started on pregnancy and all of that. I'm not going there. But also, like I said, it just taps into your femininity and such a beautiful sexuality that you get to like share with someone who you're like, oh, I made this person my person right now. This is who I'm dating, I'm getting to know. That's such a great fun thing to have between you and a person. I've been there with the casualness, and as great and erotic and fun, whatever, nothing compares to a safe environment, in my opinion. Also, when you let a man court, never say this. When are you gonna take me out? Hi. Like if a guy is bugging you and he's in your phone, first of all, that's your fault. Block him. If he's been bugging you, guys have been talking, and he's making no moves to take you out, get rid of him. Delete, unadd, whatever you have to do. Like I will not let a dude's name pop up on my phone and ruin my day. I'm not doing it. First of all, if you're being annoying, I'm blocking you and you haven't asked me out. Never be like, hi, oh, you're here now. When are you gonna ask me out? Clearly never, because he hasn't. And if you have to ask him to do it, trust me, there will be one man. There's billions of people on this earth. There will be one person. There will be one man who I promise you, I don't care who you are, they will ask you on a date. You will find someone. And you have to be patient. This will test your patience. Listen, it's not easy. And if you are finding yourself lonely, I've been lonely, but it's a lot more peaceful being lonely by yourself than being lonely and upset about some rando. Trust me, it's not worth it. Don't be desperate to fall in love. So many girls, I don't want anyone to be upset at me, but so many girls go on a date with a guy, and this is also the guy's fault because a lot of guys nowadays love bomb. I haven't been truly love bombed before. I mean, I guess I have a little bit, but that guy was a joke anyways, and I wasn't dating seriously. But I've had girlfriends go on dates and be so love bombed that they are so convinced that every man that they go on a date with, every first date is going to be their husband, the love of their life. Don't expect every first date to be the love of your life. If anything, go on a first date, remember, 2 to 3 hours. Now you don't have to set a timer, but just know if you get there at 8 o'clock, you should probably be leaving around 10ish. You know what I mean? Don't drink too much, get home safely. And I get it. I love love. I'm a lover girl. I want to find the man of my dreams. I want to be married. I want to have a baby. And I want to be cuddled and treated like a little cookie muffin princess angel cupcake. I really do. And I've wanted that since I was a baby. Like I've loved that. So trust me when I say that I am totally into that. But go into a first date, go into it learning more about yourself. When I started doing dates where I was like, you know what? Because I got sick of all these first dates because I would romanticize stuff. Trust me, I would be like, oh, wow, we kissed. oh my God, this was so romantic. And then I want to hear from him, I'd be so disappointed. So to keep from being disappointed, I go into a first date being like, listen, I'm gonna talk to this person, see what this person's about, and then see how I'm reacting to this person. It makes you learn more about yourself and how you're reacting to certain personalities. Because let's be real, everything's online nowadays. It's really hard to meet new people in person. So when you do, use that opportunity to be like, wow, I'm socially interacting with a person one-on-one. Hopefully it's not like a group setting, your first date. But if it is, still you get to meet new people. Let it be something you can learn more about yourself. When I did that, I started realizing how I reacted to a guy when he would say something disrespectful, something out of pocket. He would drop little red flags. I'm like, oh, I'm being triggered. Red flags are up. I think this is hot. I think this is crazy. And then you're like, oh, I was on that date and that person said this, or their friend said this, or something was mentioned. I'm triggered. Why was I triggered? Why did I think that was sexy? You know what I mean? Use it to learn about yourself. So don't go into it being like, I know that this is going to be my husband, the love of my life. He's so beautiful. Or if you're sitting across from him and you're having a great conversation, that's when you're like, I'm in love with him. I think he's going to be my future husband, blah, 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 whatever. Next. Do not nag. Be a man's piece. Okay, we've heard this a million times all over the internet. Let me tell you, I have not been perfect. And maybe not nagging, but definitely being an asshole. Like I've definitely been, instead of approaching something very sweet and nice, I've been a bitch. And it's never worked out in my favor. It's actually done damage and horrible things to the relationship. I was in a relationship, but even to like a guy you're trying to date or you want to date, be a guy's piece. A guy ultimately dates a woman so he can have love and nurturing, someone he can lean on as you want from him. If a guy is always complaining and being grouchy, it gets old. It really does. You're just like, I'm sick of this. You're annoying. Like the person actually becomes annoying to you, and then the sex drive dies, and then it's just like, you know what I mean? You don't want that. You want to be a guy's piece. Now, if you do have an issue, there are a few things you can say and you can do. If you're first dating a guy and you are not boyfriend and girlfriend, you can easily send him a text. If he's texting you, don't just do this out of the blue. If you guys are talking, texting, he's wanting to see you, or you're in person, you can be like, hey, listen, I noticed this. I didn't really love it. I don't know if this is gonna work for me. And it may suck, like you may like this guy. I remember I had this one issue with this one guy. I did not like something he was doing like on social media, and I was just like, hey, he was like asking to see me, and I was like, hey, I don't really like, I see you doing this. I know it sounds weird. You don't owe me anything. We're not exclusive. I just don't like this style and this vibe. So I'm, thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna go because I've realized that I'm of value. I don't like this. I'm going to leave. That's how you can nicely say something. Also be calm. Never be like, well, you are following girls on Instagram. No. Hey, I see that like you've been clearly keeping your options open. No big deal. I totally get it. You don't owe me anything. I just don't really date like that by following like a bunch of people and random people on Instagram. I date just like for this. I don't think our styles match up. So I don't think we'll match up. Thank you for this whatever date. Have it. I wish you the best. Keep it like that. I've done that actually. And it's actually worked out in my favor. I either didn't work out with those people or I did. It's a win-win for both you and the other person. Okay. The last one. Don't raise your voice and don't get physical. This is more for in a relationship. Being physical with somebody in a relationship is just leaving damage, and don't do that. I won't get into that. I haven't been in that situation, but I have recently heard a situation, and just like a slap or a punch, it's just like not good. It's not healthy. It's not how you should communicate. And if someone's triggering you, I've done things where I wasn't physical with somebody, but I just like did some things like that were just mean, and I looked in the mirror and I said, what is this person doing that's triggering me to act like this monster? Because not everyone is gonna want to make you throw eggs at their car, throw stuff out the window, whatever it is that makes you feel like a little crazy. So I look in the mirror and I'm like, why was I triggered by this? Is this person really for me? Same thing with name calling. It's just sometimes it's stuff you can't forget. You never want to do lifelong damage if this is someone that you love, you are going to love, you're getting to know. People can't let that stuff go. Trust me, it's hard to let it go. Once something is said that's really awful and negative and dark, once you cross that line, it's hard to to go back. It really is. I don't care what you say. When something really mean is said, if you are wanting a beautiful lifelong relationship, it's just not gonna work. I've been there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you like this video and if you want me to talk about any other topics, I have a lot to say. I've learned a lot in the past few years. Too much. I wish I could have spread it out over a decade, but I learned it all in 3 years. And I am grateful for it. I don't have any regrets. I do feel bad about some stuff that I did, but you know, if you've God in your life or you find ways to forgive yourself, you know, that's really healthy. I also still need to do work on myself. I'm going to be starting that. But let me know if you guys have any topics you want me to touch on, because I can touch on a lot of topics. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hello, everybody.
I think I need more bubbles. Can you pass me my dish soap? I need some dish soap, please. Oh, I think I need my sink plug. Production assistant Alice. She got the credit of co-writing.
Your editing is gonna be...
It worked.
Oh, babe.
What?
That's your drain right here. There's a drain.
Why?
So for overflow.
Oh.
That's a drain.
Oh.
You haven't, yeah, when was the last time you took a bath? That's a drain for overflow, honey.
Oh. I didn't know that. I almost drank all my drink.
Oh, do you want me to pour some more in?
Can you get the aloe vera juice in the side door? I don't know what I would do without you.
What happened to the pink? Oh, go.
I drank it all.
Oh my.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna stop.